If you don't want this spoiled, I would peace out now. Comrade Kiwi, I will be uploading this to YouTube later, so you can watch it later. And it's so hard for me to say that. It's really hard for me to say that because I want you here. Part of because you make great conversation, Comrade Kiwi, but also it helps to increase the exposure for this wonderful game by having it seen more on Twitch with the more people who are watching it. But the story is so compelling. It's so compelling that I want you to not miss it. There is a little recap for those if you want to see it, and we will watch the recap for those who just want to know what happened. But if you want to save yourself from having that spoilage, which I highly recommend, which is bad for business, but I don't care. That's just how I am. Then by all means, come back. And I'll be uploading Banner Saga Part 1 to YouTube as well in the future. Probably not soon, because I have beaten it already, but I will. Alright. So, let's watch the recap.
When the sun stopped in the sky, life continued as normal. Then the stone-armored dredge reappeared, ancient foes from the far northern reaches, and the world was thrown into chaos. Giant Varl defenders were slaughtered, their strongholds destroyed. Now Hakon is the Varl king and protects who is left of his race. Rook, a humble hunter and father of Alet, found himself leading frightened clansmen towards safety. His caravan crossed paths with Juno and Eyvind, two of the mysterious spellweavers known as Menders, who know something about the massive, mountain-breaking serpent on the loose. In Borsgard, a town under the protection of the mercenary leader Bolverk, both Varl and human stood against a dredge general, the immortal Sunder, known as Bellower. Juno devised a way to stop Bellower, but it cost the life of one held dear. The saga continues.
Oh, the saga continues! And I didn't even watch that, and I named my channel that. Perfect. We're so good. Alright. I'm so nervous and excited at the same time. Well, unfortunately, Steam decided to delete all of my data for Banner Saga 1, which really upsets me. So we'll have to play it again. But fortunately, it has like a preloaded a little bit, and I made most of those choices. Let me just make sure everything is set good. Are we good on the audio? Are we good on the sound of the game, the sound of my voice? Am I too loud? Am I too quiet? Am I too quiet? Oh, that's funny. We're gonna put the captions on for folks, and let's dive in to Banner Saga 2 by Stoic Studios. Once again, shout out to Stoic and Banner Saga for hooking me up with the access to this game 2 days before the release to share with you guys and let you see a little bit of the content before you get it, because you should get it. It's turn-based. I love XCOM, Shadowborn, Wasteland, Fire Emblem, Final Fantasy Tactics. I love turn-based strategy. And yes, turn-based strategy is a genre, but this has a different twist on the turn-based strategy genre, which I really like. Going one turn, your turn, then the enemies, and then some other aspects with armor and strength and how that works. I really like it. So, alright, let's dive in. Now, what they want is this. I know. Goodbye, save. Goodbye, save my old friend. And I loaded up the game too, and it did not sync. So it's just gone. Gone for good. Now, this is based off who you chose to keep alive in the first game. And I chose to give Rook the bow because that was just so much responsibility for taking out Bellower. So we'll see. We'll see how Alette fares. Since the tragic events in Boersgard, the families of the caravan look to Alette, daughter of Rook, the former leader, to guide them. Oh, look how he grays out. Oh, that little detail there. Though young, her compassion for others and ability with a bow have impressed all but the most stubborn clan leaders. Calling on her personal resolve and lifetime friendships with the archer Aleif and the massive Varl Iver, Alette must continue her father's work of seeing the caravan to safety of the distant capital city, Arbering. Let's do this. Stoic! Such a good name, too.
Tíminn líður áfram, eins og straumþung á sem fleytir okkur áfram. Time continues washing over us, moment after moment, like waves on a coast. Some more fierce, more violent than others. So few of my kind, the giant war, remain alive. Even so, I find myself wondering if humans, while able to bear children, suffer more for the loss of loved ones. Several weeks have passed since we slew the Sunder known as Bellower, but the chaos of the world did not wither as we hoped. The world is breaking. We sail aboard hastily crafted ships for the safety of Arbering, the human capital. But the river curses us with a clear view of the dredge, assaulting another hopeless village.
It's loading. Oh, look at that art. It's beautiful. Move away from those glowing rocks. This one's mine. Okay, maybe that sounds horrible. This one's mine! Spearman number 2 says. Yep, that's why you give him a throwaway voice. No! No to the depths with you! I'm not gonna voice act for the dredge. Oh! The face.
We'll handle the rest. Pull back.
No. My thanks, strangers. Better to keep them fighting. Alright, we get a little mini tutorial, it looks like, to kind of give you a refresher, which is excellent. I could definitely use one. I wish this didn't cover... I need to hide this taskbar. How do I do that? I don't know how to hide it. Whatever. Drag around the screen to see your surrounding, and then click the check mark to continue. Sweet. Oh, look at that! It was very subtle in the last game, but now it's very clear that the dredge have children, and they're being nomadic. So they're not just, you know, quote unquote, the bad guys. These portraits show, oh, yep. We're gonna move ourselves over here. These portraits show the order of initiative, taking turns from left to right. Your heroes are blue, and the enemy is red. So, what's really cool here, well, I'll do that after the tutorial, I guess, because it won't let me click around. Movement happens before an action. This ring shows that Ivar is active. The blue tile around him shows where he can move. However, you can also exert willpower right here to move further. And Varl will take up 4 tiles while human takes up 1. And then you have to, you know, check to... It's forcing me to do this. We're forced to target an enemy. Click the tile on which they stand. Heroes' tiles are blue. The enemies are red. Very straightforward. Excellently nice. Like, I love just the HUD. You know, it really... It's quite intuitive. And so the way this works is your strength, it's very simple. Strength, armor. If they have armor, it will decrease how much damage you deal. So we have a strength of 12, they have an armor of 4. 12 minus 4 equals 8. Because math. Alright. And as it says right there. Yep. So this enemy has only 7 strength remaining. A strength attack will kill it. And that's basically their health and damage. So we're not going to use any bonus. And we took it out. Just like that. He's down. Each time you make a kill, your renown grows, which is used later to improve your characters. And then it goes on to the next enemy, which is for balance. So say you're facing like 15 enemies and you only have 4, you'll get a fair number of turns, which, you know, take it for what it is. I think it's just a different concept. I like it. Though it definitely, I would prefer not to have 4 versus 20. I prefer to have the 20. Now it's Hakon's turn. He appears to be out of range of these enemies, but all heroes can use willpower to boost their range. Here we go. See, we're gonna expel 2, goes to 1. Clicking your hero's tile at the enemy will also bring up all of his combat options, including move, ability, attack, and end turn. We're gonna use his ability, which is Sundering Impact, so that we deal damage, which is added strength and armor damage to target and adjacent enemies. So our strength is 16 and our break is 3, I believe, if that's how this works. So we should do... Huh. Okay. I still don't fully get that, but figure that out. If the character does not move on his turn, he can rest to regain 1 willpower. Aleo will rest his turn. And so he gained up some willpower. And then we're gonna attack. And she has a cool ability. Oops, I wanna go back. I wanna read.
No!
Okay. Click the red fist icon and then a star above the fist icon to add willpower to the attack. The numbers of stars available each turn are determined by your exertion stat. This. Oh no, exertion. How many we can chain. Okay. So we could increase this to 3 for 5 more damage, but we don't need to. We only need to deal 3 because his health is 3, and it tells you how much damage you're going to deal. It does the math for you. Except for when you use abilities. The villager's reaction. The villager's reaction ranged from terrified by his foes to awestruck at your arrival. Their leader approaches and bows in front of Ivor. Your timing makes me think the gods have returned. Please, He stops when Ivor nods his head towards you. The man peers under your hood. A girl leads those who saved us from those things? She ordered us to land, and those things are dredge, like the ones you probably heard about as a kid. Between losing so many clansmen and this, I feel I'm not myself. I thank you, child. He whips his cloak back with a flourish. I am Leo, the Skald. And your name? Alette. This is Ivor. Ah, names destined for history. Sounds like the brave poet is going to use us in a few proper verses. I'll even make them rhyme, given the time. Oh, it rhymed. Look at that. I really like his hairdo. That's cool. His smile seems genuine as much as the concern that follows. Do you have any idea what might be causing the deep rumbling underfoot? Deep rumbling? Could be that giant serpent again. The serpent in the sun? Radomir? I'm no holy man, but joking about dead gods feels wrong. I don't think the Sun Serpent would break mountains and try to swallow us all. Who could say with the sun stopped in the sky like it is? Aleo looks skeptical. Tell me, did you come from Bosgard? We heard rumor that the Thunder Bellower was sacking the town. Alright, we have some options here. I like this. Like, it's one of those, you click and choose your, kind of like choose your path. There's, everything has consequences. And you don't know ahead of time. You just have like an idea based off what you say. I think a little bit of Oregon Trail. I don't know who's saying this. Maybe this is Alette. We killed Bellower. Leo pauses and looks to Ivor, who confirms her statement with a nod. Yep, we're Alette. History indeed! Sunderslayers here among us, depths! There's so many questions to ask. They'll have to wait until we're all safely back on the longships and leaving this place. The Skald nods his understanding, but another question creases his brow. Leave? Not to sound ungrateful, but this place, it's all we have. It's our home. I felt the same when Skoger was overrun. Except we had the sense to leave while we were able. But my children, you don't understand. I know exactly what it means to be a child stripped away from your home and family. Leo takes a step back before lowering his head. Packing and tending to our dead will take some time, but I'll have everyone on the ships soon. You watch Leo rejoin his family. Moves his hands too much when he talks. It's unsettling. You smile but say nothing. People thinking we're heroes now. The world is breaking in more ways than one. It's not the first time you've been called a hero, Yngvar. Ivor, your father's closest friend, looks unamused. He is one of the giants known as Varl, and has fought Dredge in the northern winters, personally killed one of their generals, the Sunder Rays, and lost an arm to the Sunder Bellower. He's basically a badass. Your humor reminds me of your father's, since we're talking about things we'd rather avoid. I can't read all these because of my screen. Crap, let me see if I can fix this. Let me just see if I can move this up a little tad. There we go. Alright. You can't make me talk about if I don't want to. That's great. That's so good. Alright. I know he's gone, but I don't know how to let him go. No doubt. Oddlife could help more with that than a fatherless, loveless Varl like me. Oh, he's just putting on a front. He's a lover boy. You can see it. Like, look at his face. Doesn't he just look like somebody you want to cuddle with? Just hug and have him protect you. You look up, seeing Ivor staring off in the distance. Rook was the closest thing I had to a friend. I wish I would have done more to protect him. You suddenly hear the centuries of life in Ivor's voice and imagine all he's seen. Ivor. I'm not sure you do let go. You just keep going. Ooh, I love that's deep. He walks towards the village. Toward the village. Towards? Leaving you alone with your thoughts. Oh. No words, just like humming and rhythms, and you can tell so much through that. Just with the display. So good. Alright. Love Norse mythology. I can't say that enough. We had way more Varl in our play, but I had to just load this. You can't miss them, he says. A group of tents they call a market. What kind of supplies? Stuff like food and mead for the trip. The merchants have got a few interesting items as well, but folks can't eat those in lean times. You'll have to choose wisely, even your renown will only stretch so far. Thanks, Ubin. Of course, he says. Oh, almost forgot. There's something ruffling the feathers of the ravens. The mercenaries who followed us from Rosgard. Chat with their leader, Bolverk. But be careful, he's not like other Varl. I'm trying his voice out. I've heard it. Their voice actor, way better than I am. Way better. Alright, so we're getting a little bit more information about how the game's going to be working from here on out. I wonder if I can move this down just a smidge. I bet I can. No. Maybe. We'll see. So they get like more stuff displayed. This medallion gives you information about the caravan, your caravan, including population, supplies, and the number of days that have passed. The banner indicates that you have enough supplies to provision your caravan for 9 days of resting of travel. A larger population requires more supplies per day to survive, so as we lose or gain people, this will fluctuate as well. You can acquire additional supplies at this market. Click on the market to see what's available. Let's do it. Let's do it. These are supplies the merchant has available. He will give you 5 per renown. So we get 5 supplies. It doesn't mean it's a day's worth. And you need 12 supplies per day to survive. Yeah. This shows what you have. Your 111 supplies will last for 9 days. You have 19 renown available to purchase supplies. Click this button to add 15 or more supplies to your caravan. The area on the left will show how these supplies affect your caravan. See? Oh, just 1. Oh, but then it goes up. Okay. And then, fine, we'll buy it. We'll buy these for now. And markets also have items available. These items are equipped by your heroes and can provide a great advantage. The required hero rank is shown in the red circles. So this is what level they need to be to use the item. And then this is what they, what buffs they have. So this is 14 renown for 2 strength talent ranks, plus 3 strength attack. What's the difference between 3 strength and 3 strength attack? I guess it's like when you attack you get plus 3 strength, but you don't have the bonus to your health. Interesting. Interesting. Alright. The ring that seems to absorb the light around it, said to have been forged by dredged stone singers. Plus 2 strength, that's pretty sweet. Oath of Ander. A ring of bygone kings and slaves, scribes and warriors, an eternal promise of strength for the task at hand. You have to be level 10 to use this. Plus 3 all talent ranks. Plus 20%, 2 times strength, damage? Yeah, damage. So it's just damage, it doesn't increase your strength. Plus 2 will, talent ranks, plus 2 strength, plus 3 will. That's really good. Plus 2 arm talent ranks, plus 3 armor. Makes you tanky. Alright. I think we're going to play this on the highest difficulty too, just because that's how I roll. Always. So we'll adjust that in a minute. Can we get both? We can't get both. Damn. Alright, what's the backstory? The ear of an ancient horse-born warlord focuses the wearer's fury. Dyed blue thread, supposedly woven from the hair of the last living horse. I mean... that +3 will is really nice. We're gonna go for the armor. +3 arm means 3 armor, and that's just really important. I can't stress that enough, how important armor is to be tanky. So, there we go, and then we're gonna buy the rest. Wait, how much renown do we have? 4? Yeah, ooh. Can afford it. It's okay. And we're gonna spend all of it. And let's do some chatting. The vile mercenary leader, Bolverk, and a rather large female fighter are talking to Juno, a member of the Spellweaving Menders Council. Bolverk looks annoyed, nothing unusual. So they're like the spellcasters, and they're really, really rare in this universe. Let's move this over a little bit more. We're just gonna... there. There's no haggling on this. You already accepted the offer in Bosgard. Get this one to do it. Get me to do what? If Juno is surprised by your presence, it doesn't show. She continues to stare straight at the Varl. Alette is seeing to the survival of this caravan. Something I doubt you care to do. She's a little small for such a big role, isn't she? We're gonna say nothing. Don't talk about me like I'm not here. Are we gonna really... and you're big for your small role. Oh! No, we're gonna say nothing. I'm glad you're not easily provoked. Unfortunately, what we were discussing stays between us for now. Her look at Bolverk says she expects him to keep it private. Ivan needs my help with healing the wounded, but we should leave soon. See Hakon at the dock when you're ready. Juno leaves without another word. Fane Valka, one of these days, Claw and Fang will get thirsty for Spellweaver blood. Claw and Fang? His axes. Such a good voice actor. The large axe heads are polished, the blades sharp, and the cheeks scarred from plenty of use. But it's the gray handles that stand out. They're unlike anything you've seen before. What's up, Play? How's it going? So you're leading this rabble now? Only to Arbering. This is the King Meinolf's job. Like he's got the answer to any of this. He'd royally piss himself if he ever saw Dredge. The pig-tailed fighter laughs. Actually, he's gotta have like a growly voice. I gotta do that. What's your name? I'm Volka, shield maiden in charge of keeping the ravens alive. Bolverk gives her a stern look, but she doesn't back down. I already know who you are, chieftain. Do you have a better idea than Arbering? Do you have a better idea than Arbering? Yeah, make a new plan. You think some walls and a king are going to save you? Maybe we'll try that. There we go. Bolverk snorts and turns his attention to a large sealed cart behind him. His bare cloaked back indicates the conversation is over. I get so immersed in the story. Oh, our morale is normal. I think we can dig normal. Let's talk to Egil. You find Egil, or Gil, engaged in a conversation with Prince Luden and wait to approach. I figured it wouldn't hurt to ask. I didn't know there were rules on how to ask. Man, there's so many voices to act. I don't know if I'm gonna do them all. But you now do. My father clearly needs to enforce customs across the backlands of his kingdom. Oh, out here where we earn a name for ourselves instead of being born with a title? Ludin, surprised by the comment, sees you standing nearby. He straightens his posture. Your words are getting the better of you. I'll attempt to forget what you've just said. The prince nods to you and walks away. What was that all about? Gil looks shocked to see you. Nothing. Just becoming a King's Guard requires more skill. You need a name. King's Guard? You're looking forward to Arborang, aren't you? Just thinking. About the future, you know? He suddenly looks concerned. Alette, listen. I'm sorry for not fighting by you during the attack. You don't need to. No, I do. I promised your father I'd always protect you. Yeah, I think we're gonna drop doing all the voices. There's so many, and there's gonna be more. There's gonna be more, but we'll definitely keep some, and you'll know when we do. I think folks I'll call like key characters. Just like I get a feeling for that, like the story arc a little bit, like who's important, who's not. Like when I watch The Walking Dead or any other show. So, and I'm usually pretty on. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure Alette's the main character, Ivor, and Bolverk. Let's see, then why were you by my side? I don't need protecting, but I keep a friend. Okay. You'll have more chances to keep your promise. Egil's eyes widen and he stands a bit taller. No wonder why he wants to be called Gil. Okay, right. Then good. You smile at him before walking away. Now we're going to say hi to Oddleif. Oddleif, a friend and mentor, is demonstrating fletching an arrow to a few people as you approach. Give us a moment, will you? The group walks away as Oddleif stands and wipes loose feathers from her tunic. Those people owe you their lives. Your decision to stop here saved every one of them. Well, our clansmen all agreed. Don't be naive. Saving people is what you do. What your father did. Those under the banner agreed because they follow you. Her tone is forceful, and you almost smile to break the tension. Almost. Alette, they respected Rook, and that respect has passed on to you. But give them any reason to doubt you, and it'll vanish. Then I won't give them a reason to doubt me. Alright, Odd, I get it. But I don't really know what I'm doing. Alright, Odd, I get it. I like it. Her name's Odd. That's your nickname. You're Odd. Do you? I hope so. Just realize some of us want you to succeed and others want to replace you. Yup. Those folks with the knives at their backs. She stares at you for a drawn-out moment before nodding. Her demeanor softens. I want to discuss the clansmen. They're good at scavenging for food, and the more we have, the more food they'll find. Training some of them to fight will help keep the others safe, but it takes time, and I'm not sure we have much of that to spare. As our leader, you're expected to decide how many fight and how many look for food. I'll keep that in mind. Thanks, Odd. You turn to leave, but Oddleif stops you. She grabs you in a tight hug. Rook had a way of making it easy for all of us to be stronger. Her words seem to be as much for her as they are for you. Ooh! Grips me. Alright. We already did the market deal. We just have rest. You know, let's boost up our morale just a little bit. Just a little bit. Cool. Now we're good. And then we're gonna set off on this journey really soon. Really, really soon. But it's been, let's see. Yeah, we'll go. Let's do one journey. Good caravan morale causes a +1 willpower bonus in battle. Maintain sufficient supplies and the rest in camp to improve morale. There we go. Morale boosted. The wooden planks of the well-used dock creaks as you walk across them. Hakon, a warrior recently acknowledged as King of the Varl, paces on the dock. King of the Varl. Yeah, he's going to be an important character as well. "Not sure I was made for this," he says as you approach. "Commanding in the battle is one thing, but deciding how many chickens we need to bring? I can help if you need it. I'm just as lost as you are at this. You seem to be handling it just fine." Oh, are we going to seem strong? We're going to be honest. We need to be strong. We're like the chieftain right now. I don't know, maybe like what we say just stays between us, chieftain, or maybe he like looks at us like we're a little weaker. Chieftain to chieftain? Alright. "I'm just as lost as you are at this. Never thought I'd have something in common with a human girl," Hakon says, smiling. "But you still have to prove your people a girl can lead. I don't envy you that battle." He looks around and shrugs. "Looks like we're all ready. Let's sail." Alright, heading off. After lighting the funeral pyre, the last villagers find seats on your rickety longships built of scrap wood scavenged in Bowersgard. The ravens find space around a large cart on their black-sailed vessel. Oars slowly move all the boats into the river's current. And here we go. It's time for some Oregon Trail. Oh, really quick. Difficulty. Boom! Hard. Yeah. Oh, yeah. The complaints of a few are growing. "What does she really know about getting us to Arborang safely?" a smith says. A few others chime in with agreement. "Her father was something else, but her? She should be looking for a husband, not telling me what to do." Some laugh, others encourage him. Well, we got our first event. See how we handle it. Alef looks at the group of men before turning to you. She seems interested in hearing your response. We could ignore them. She wants a response, so ignoring them does not seem wise. I mean, that is a response, right? I don't know. "Leave now before I decide not to let you. My father was great. I hope to be remembered as fondly." Why would we not let her leave? I don't like these options. I hope to be remembered as fondly is probably what I'm going to go with. Because leave now before I decide not to let you. What is it? Like, we're going to kill them and take all their stuff? You know, we're Vikings, but we're not like super harsh. At least I'm not playing it that way. So, my father was great. I hope to be remembered as fondly. "To Rook!" someone shouts. "And to his blood flowing through Alet." The caravan joins in cheering, drowning out the complaints of the smith and his men. Alef gives you a faint smile. Hell yeah! Morale improved. Sweet. One down. Many to go. Leo looks ill. "At least it's not in the brackish sea," he whispers to himself as he steps around rowers and baggage to speak with you. "I'm not sure we were all built for aquatic voyages," he says, "and I hear Arborang is quite a distance away. My people could use a few hours rest on solid ground." The hopeful looks from others sway you, and you signal for the ships to make land. "Would you mind telling me why this capital is our destination?" Leo asks. Oh, I thought that was her talking. "Arborang's walls have never been breached. The Valka Juno says the menders there can protect us. It's the furthest place from the dredge. It just is. Now help row. Arborang's walls have never been breached. It's the furthest place from the dredge. Arborang's walls have never been breached. Like, if we're running from, like, I feel like a little bit of, Lord of the Rings aspect, you know? It will hold! The Helm's Deep did fall. Arborang's walls have never been breached. Aha! Of course. Oh, of course. The growing walls should certainly keep the dredge army at bay, shouldn't they? You say nothing. Dredge! Leo says, almost in awe. Man and Varl's storied foe from oh so ever long ago. But they're real, and here. How have they made it so far south? His glance at the Varl is met with both anger and shame. The longship rocks gently, and the Skald grabs a rope to steady himself. If only we had the fabled horses to ride upon, we'd outpace the dredge, and be on sound footing. Oh, fabled horses. His dramatized misery is almost as amusing as his thanks when he steps back onto land. So this is like in the past a little bit. I'm reading a story where it takes place in the future, and there are horses because there's magic that affects technology like cars. Oh, and the maps. It's time for the maps. Alright. This is the map of the world. You can explore it by dragging the mouse to pan and using the mouse wheel to zoom. The location of your caravan is indicated here by Alet's icon. The caravan recently embarked from Aleo's village and is traveling westward down Orsma River. So this is where we ended, was Boersgard. Prior to arriving at Leo's village, the caravan had hurriedly embarked from Boersgard in the wake of the devastating siege laid by Belor and his armies. Boersgard, an aging and senile mess of a city that can't remember whether it wants to sell you something or steal everything you've got. While Ormsdale grew early into an important hub of trade, its twin city Boersgard became the place to buy things nobody else was willing to hawk. It's greatly supported by the potent items harvested in Rinavik and Tistel, and plagued by huge disparities between the extremely rich and the suffering poor. So, let me just hydrate a little bit. The caravan is attempting to reach Ormsdale by river on the way to Arborang. Click on Ormsdale to find out more about it. As Strom led some of the first men east. Strom? Like from D&D? Was it Strom or Sturm? I can't remember. Ormsdale was one of the most important places they settled. Nestled in the crook where the Ormsa River splits. If Boersgard and Ormslar were twins, Ormslar would be the righteous brother trying to keep his evil twin from hurting anyone else. Alright, so this is where we're trying to go, and you can get like a little feel for how long this might take and plan your supplies, hopefully, maybe. And that's our destination so far, Arborang. The human capital is the ultimate goal of the caravan. It is hoped that the walls of the ancient city will provide safety against a deepening catastrophe. From humble beginnings to the eventual seat of power for the king, Arborang is the most populated and contested city throughout the human lands. Its towering obsidian walls have been pulled from the depths by the weaving powers of the menders. As each new generation of residents builds another ring of walls, the city continues to grow larger, more indulgent, and more dangerous. Alright, so we came from here, and I believe the way we did that is we walked around. We came down to Boersgard from here. That's right. Singhorn, Renvik, and Einhorp, Vermto, Skyhorn. Was that where we started? I think this is where we started. There's Greyhorn. Nope, Skorgir is where we started, yeah. The Sons of Sten, unable to cultivate good yields or find much fish in the frozen murk of Ba Harbor, nevertheless, scratched out a living from the beasts of the forest, where they erected a stone to revere, patron of the hunters. Awesome. What's up, Dementia? Heck yeah, how you doing? Did you get a good little nap in before hopping in here? I'm glad you really like scientific gaming. He's really cool. Vitersi. The winter sea is in the north strikes a precarious balance between frozen and Transervable but fast moving flows usually keep it from icing over completely. This, however, makes little difference when there is nothing across the sea to travel to, and no ports of note along the east coast to travel between. Oh, this is what is this? The cardinal directions. Early did mankind begin sailing up and down the coast, but also out in the vast searching for new continents. Although many secrets of the early sailors learned was a sunstone, which helped them deduct the direction they were sailing, even when the sun shrouded behind clouds. All right, so this is like their little compass. Cool. Okay, so we're here, and we're trying to get here. How's this path look? The East Way Road runs all the way from Tolier to Borsgard, where it becomes Sten's March. Merchants rely heavily on this road, making bandits a common appearance and the use of guards a necessity. Alright. What if we go this way? No. Toothpick Wood. The butt end of a sprawling wood that comes to a point as well as split the roads. It may just as well be known for the rewards reaped at fat pheasants that have been all but hunted to extinction here. Okay. Alright, let's close up this map and then we're gonna continue with our journey. Bedtime's in 40 minutes, Dementia? Wow. You can return to the map at any time during travel by pressing this button. Cool. As you travel through the world, time passes. The number of days passed is shown here. Each time a full day passes, your supplies will be consumed. Alright, good to know. Morale drops during continuous travel and when supplies runs low. In order to raise morale, you must camp and allow your caravan to rest. So just continuous travel will make people tired. Number of days worth of remaining supplies is shown here. If the caravan has insufficient supplies, people will begin to starve and morale will drop and people will die. In order to maintain morale and heal injuries, you must rest in camp. Furthermore, camping provides you with opportunities to increase your battle prowess and converse with your heroes. Click here to camp. It's camping time. Yeah. Sunstones are from the Norse times. Definitely. You haven't seen this game before, Lynx? What's up, Moby? How you doing? Are you in the closed beta? Guess who got into the closed beta, Moby? We should play later. Alright, we got Trigvi. When a day passes in camp, your caravan consumes a day's worth of supplies and morale increases. Click the rest tent now. Maybe I don't wanna. Well, it forces us to. At any time, you can visit the hero's tent, inspect and promote your heroes. Click the hero's tent now. So we're gonna do like a quick little rundown of how this will work. Items. Your items are shown at the bottom of the roster. I can just explain this. So you have items. They have stats, armor, strength, will, dodge attacks, and what you do is just drag them on people. And see how that has a number there? That is what level they need to be. You click on them, how he's ready for promotion. If I promote him, he will go up. Oops. Oh, I need renown. If I promote him, he will go up to a 6, so then he can equip this. And then you drag people, and you can read more about them, which is really cool. Which we will be doing as we get a little more familiar with people, kind of like in XCOM 2. Characters just really impress me. Well, I mean, people navigated by the moss, right? Sweet Moby. We'll have to play some together. Seriously. So we used all our renown, so we're not going to be able to level this up. When you're ready to leave the camp, you can do so by clicking leave. It's cool. I don't want to leave. Yeah, let's talk to Trigvi. A strangely familiar man with a spear and tattoos beckons to you. His movements are somewhat odd, almost comical. You wouldn't be confused. No, we're not going to voice act. I remember. Unless it's a main character, we're not going to voice act because I've already done like 8 characters. Done. You wouldn't be confused by Trigvi's presence if you supported this journey long ago. What? The man's eyes glaze over for a moment before clearing. He now acts like your old friends. It's hard to push a spear through a tree. Easier to turn the tree into another spear. We're going to wait for Trigvi to continue. Because saying, is that supposed to mean something? I know what it means. It's saying, instead of like going through something, it's easier to convert it to your use. Like, I get it. Like, why would we're just gonna wait for him to continue. What? That's it? Shoo now. Haha, shoo. Trigby starts laughing. It's disturbing, and as you walk away, you hear him singing. It's a little crazy. Look at the markings on his hand, too, and up along his neck. I really want to get a tattoo like that one day. And he has a tattoo over his eye. I didn't realize that. Yellow and blue will lie to you. Lie to you. Lie to you. Yellow and blue. Gotta remember that. Yellow and blue. Alright, when you are ready to leave camp, you can do so by clicking leave. But when we're ready, we will. So, that's been a really good amount that we're going to have this for a first episode. And we're going to put that on YouTube. And then when we get back, we're going to continue on. We're just going to take a quick little break because I need some water. And when we get back, we're going to leave the camp and embark. So that